welcome to the Joe McNeil Podcast. I'm Joe McNeil, and I'm joined today by my daughter, Abigail McNeil,
Hello.
who is actually no longer Abigail McNeil,
No.
but is Abigail Garza. So we can get into how that happened later, but I figured we would just have an honest conversation. After the first episode with her mother, I went back and watched it. It should be live now. We've posted it out there, but I realized I said the word like hundreds of times. Said yeah a ton. It was it was kind of crazy. But yeah, I just said it again. So I'm sorry. But for the foreseeable future, the episodes will be brought to you by the word yeah, and any other filler word when my brain is searching for a topic.
They're actually important to have in conversation. So
Um,
my professor told me in Florida in our public
Oh.
speaking. So
Nice.
it helps you slow down so people can understand what you're saying.
Well, there you go. I knew that was why I was doing that. I just wanted everybody to be able to follow along. So Abbey is my oldest daughter. She is 21 years old. She will be 22 this coming week. We're not going to give out her birth date and Social Security or anything like that. But, Abbey, for those that do not know, she's married. She's expecting a child. She is a former collegiate golfer, played junior golf all through, high school.
Yeah.
She was homeschooled. She attended 2 different colleges.
Yes.
And let's see here. There was something else I was she's our TPI certified fitness person here at Short Game.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. So Abbey, talk to me about what it was like growing up at the McNeil household.
It was very competitive. And I think that was one of the greatest things is I meet people and nobody has like a competitive edge. They aren't like us. And I think it's a good thing. But we always, we were always competing, always playing games. And I think one of the great things was we didn't grow up we all didn't have our own iPhone.
Yeah.
And I think that kept us from becoming just iPad kids. So
Yeah. When did you get your first iPhone?
17.
17 years old.
And I think I want to do that with my kids.
Yeah, I didn't have a cell phone growing up. My first cell phone was a Nokia, you can look it up. It's like a brick. And it was monochrome display. It had, I think it might have had solitaire, but it had a game called Worms or Nibbles or something like that. And I bought it when I met Mom because she was long distance, the next county over, long distance. And so it was costing a fortune to call her. And they were doing 5,000 nights and weekends. And we had horrible signal and stuff. And it was awful. There was no texting, nothing. There was no social media.
Yeah.
That was a good thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you competitive in the house, competing for your parents' attention.
No, it was just
approval.
No, we played lots of games. We all grew up playing football with all our cousins, our game nights, even video games. We would play, and it's whoever wins stays up, and we'd play for the span of 2 hours and just see who could stay up for the longest.
Yeah. Do you remember any of the games?
What,
the video games that we played?
I mean, I remember Call of Duty.
Really?
Yeah, I remember that one. All the Lego video games.
Or Bomberman.
Bomberman.
You guys used to play that. I don't know. Maybe that's just Destiny and Jay.
That could be.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of the Lego video games.
Yeah. There was some, we'll get into some funny stories here in a little bit, but talk about your junior golf that you were kind of just thrown in there hey, we're golfing.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, started at 14. We'd been,
competitive.
Yeah, started at 14 competitively. I'd grown up around golf because you were always at the golf course, and that's what we did. but started competing at 14. The first thing we did was drive, chip, and putt. And I remember being so nervous, like that first round, like scared, like so nervous that by the time I got done, I couldn't remember like moments from the competition. I just knew I finished. And I ended up like blowing it out of the park. I just remember being so nervous and like, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to do. Like, I got to stay focused. But you still have to, I don't know. It's just a whole learning process.
Drive, chip, and putt. I remember I took you guys down to, it was at the first tee in San Antonio.
Yep.
Humongous city.
Yeah.
And we hadn't competed at anything yet.
Nothing.
And we go down there and we're all nervous. I don't even know. It's like, what are we doing? It's this free competition. You won the entire event. Had the lowest score of everybody. You smoked the ball. Destiny won her division.
Yeah.
And Jehu won his.
We cleaned house.
I remember because there's all these in junior golf, there's all these parents that are like ultra competitive, which we are, but we didn't know what we were doing. Yeah. And, you know, they're like, we've never heard of them, you know, and so they're all offended. Like,
people, we're nobodies. We're like, okay.
That was fun. That was fun. So was that the first year? Was that your only year you did it?
Yeah.
Yet, so talk about that.
Yeah. We made it through 2 stages, and then the third, if you got through that one, that's when you go on to Augusta. And I remember, oh my, the nerves were like sky high. And I remember getting up there because my strength had always been driving.
Yeah.
And I remember that didn't go well. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm screwed. Like I screwed this up so bad. But like looking back now, it was great experience, great exposure. Yeah. But the nerves, oh my gosh.
I remember they recorded a segment with you.
Yeah, I did an interview.
Yep. And then there was like somebody from the Golf Channel there did like a little snippet or something. Yeah, I don't think you made that, but
I just remember them asking who my favorite athlete was. And I was like, it's Cameron Wake, the Miami Dolphins. I still have his jersey.
That's like our last good player. Yeah, so you did that, but hadn't played a stroke play event.
Well, by the time I got to the third round, I had.
You had?
Yeah.
We started.
That was it.
Beltway.
Yeah, we did Beltway.
Yep.
Where I shot 84 my first tournament, 18 holes.
And won by
won
like
20. And I was like, this might be okay.
You got Player of the Year.
Yeah.
On the Beltway tour.
Yeah.
If you didn't win every
I won 5 out of 7.
Yeah, okay.
I placed in everything.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't the greatest competition, but it was a good way to start.
I remember seeing girls like they didn't know how to like do the bunkers. And every time they take a practice swing, they're hitting sand out. And I'm like, I could get all of you like eliminated.
Yeah.
But I didn't do that because I was being
and the Beltway was not hard and fast on rules. They were kind of like, and they still exist, and it's a good thing to
It's a good learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's okay if you hit it out of bounds. Just drop where it went out. That was fun. Yeah, you, Elijah, Jay, and Destiny all played that year.
Yeah.
And then the following year, I'm trying to think. So you were 14 freshman year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the following year, you played STPGA.
Yep. And then I think maybe at the end of that was when we did the first Prestige.
Okay.
And I was out at Briggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
I remember you played with Mimi Burton.
I have no idea who that is.
See, you don't even remember. I remember because she was a real, she didn't hit it real far, but she was like deadly accurate with her hybrids.
Mm.
And she had won a Prestige earlier in the year, shot like 12 under.
Oh, wow.
And I remember talking to the dad, and he was like, yeah, we're going to Notre Dame. And I'm like, oh, that's my home state, Indiana. She's still in college, by the way. I think I saw she transferred to Georgetown.
Oh.
But yeah, kind of interesting. And then Gabby McNeil won
she won the Briggs.
Yeah, she won that out there. But you shot, you broke 80 both days.
Yeah.
I've looked back at some of those scores.
Like after the first round, we were like, this is terrible.
So that first year, yeah, I was teaching, but we were pretty broke. And so I was like relying on people to either give us drivers that their kids didn't need anymore, or find something in the in the lost and found out at Caruso's.
Yeah.
I think that was that the year that you also broke the driver, or no? There was one year that it was like a different driver every round. It was like, we'll
Yeah.
try this one, see how this one
Literal.
works.
I think that would have been the year I think that I got the ping irons.
Okay.
And I played those all the way through
Yeah.
sophomore year of college.
It wasn't I-200s? Those were great. Do you remember breaking your driver?
Yes.
It was a ping. Well, you broke it a couple times. One time it fell over in the garage. That was true, right?
Yeah, I have no idea how that one happened.
That might have been your Cobra or something.
Yeah.
Did you have a Cobra driver?
I had a pink Cobra.
Yep.
I loved it.
Fell over in the garage. So there's a word of warning to all the parents and kids out there.
I don't keep my clothes in the garage anymore.
Yeah, don't just leave them laying around. But then you had a ping and it broke.
Yeah.
I had to get a new shaft for it.
Yep.
And I think it broke again.
I think it probably did.
Yeah. And I was like, something is defective. But years later, the truth comes out. What was actually happening?
Okay, actually, it was only one time.
Oh, okay.
I did Happy Gilmore and completely snapped the head off the driver. I ran. I did it. You were giving a lesson like 30 yards down from me, and I hit it like on the hosel, and I just watched the club head go flying out into the range, and I was like, I'm so screwed. I don't know why I didn't just be like, oh, I was just being Happy Gilmore, but I was like, oh, I was just hitting. I have no idea what happened.
That's like Elijah breaking his club. Do you remember that before a tournament? Him and Jacob Adams are on the range, and he's like, let's flip this driver over and hit it with the grip. And he did. He hit it dead square and snapped the club. I'm like, you stupid idiots. That was pretty fun. All of junior golf, what was either the biggest moment you were in or most memorable where you were like, at what point were you like, man, I think I want to try to play the next level?
I mean, I think I don't know if I necessarily had like a defining moment, but I remember for the longest time just like being nervous that I wasn't going to be able to, and like didn't know if I had what it took. And I just like, I thought I had to be like shooting like 62 like every round or something.
Yeah.
But I remember playing at TPC Canyons, and that was when I finally broke par. And it wasn't even just that, but it was like my mentality during the tournament, and I felt calm, and I was like, maybe this could be something.
Yeah. That was good. Yeah, you won by like 10 shots.
Yeah.
Shot a 71. And then let's talk about, because we really didn't know anything during recruiting.
Yeah.
We had a couple schools reach out on social media, like in the middle of just awful like weather, or they were like Midwest, but we were like, man, that's blizzards.
Like a solid 3 months of winter.
Yeah. One of the guys that reached out is funny because we talked to him a little bit, and we just weren't interested in the school he was at, but he's now the assistant coach at Oklahoma University.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, maybe we should have pursued that further.
Yeah.
So we reached out. You wanted to play, we had no idea what we're doing. We don't know how to get scholarships. And we start reaching out we were just looking for schools. We were primarily looking for Christian schools.
Yeah.
And we found Southeastern University in Lakeland, Florida. And we emailed that coach and called him probably 10 to 15 times, I would say.
Yeah.
Before any response. And the reason we targeted them is I looked and I was like, hey, it's a Christian school. They're NAIA, and they've been to nationals.
Yeah, they
year.
were routinely in nationals.
And he was like 13 years in.
They were ranked 13th in the country. And I was glad that it wasn't NCAA because of all the issues. Like that was right when Riley Gaines stuff was happening.
Yes.
And I didn't want to have to deal with a guy coming in and taking my spot that I worked so hard for.
Although I think that might have been hard. I mean, your strength at that time I remember getting your swing speed up to 108, which is
Yeah.
crazy for a girl. So you guys were long. I mean, you were super long and competitive. But we went down there to Lakeland, scheduled a visit, and he gave us a tour
Mm-hmm.
and made us an offer.
Yeah.
And we accepted
on the spot.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
was like, wow, man, it was really exciting. And then came time to go,
Yeah. 2 weeks out.
he quits.
Yeah.
And I specifically asked him, and we're not going to name any names or anything, but I specifically asked him, I said, listen, it's very important to me. Like, you've been here a long time. Are you thinking about retiring or, moving on?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. But he did quit. And so you went, and I was like, ugh. So I reached out to the athletic director and tried to reach out to the current coach.
Mm-hmm.
Crickets.
Yeah.
So that should have been my first
Red
warning
flag.
sign. And this isn't bashing, but this is a cautionary tale because parents go through this stuff and then you kind of feel trapped.
Yeah.
Well, they're giving me this money to go here. I was getting athletic. I was getting academic.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to share, but like, what was the difference? Like junior golf, now I'm playing college. What was different from what you expected? Or the challenge? What was something you wish you knew now going in?
Yeah. I think, like, I definitely was not prepared at all for qualifying. We'd never done that.
Yeah.
Had no idea what to expect with that. I don't think I expected quite as much drama. I had never had a lot of drama with girls,
But there's always drama with
but
girls.
there was like a ridiculous amount because even when I transferred, like there was so much more at that first school. And I think I more expected going in having a coach like who like had my back because that's because I'd always had you as my coach, and so I expected like a coach was there to like you got this, like support you, and that was definitely not at all.
Yeah.
No matter either school I went to, definitely like head coach wasn't.
And I
quite what I
think
expected.
for me, because like we would be on the phone talking, you'd be very upset because you didn't play good in qualifying, or you would play good. You'd shoot like a 5 under in a practice round and then qualifying.
I was shooting 5 under on 9 holes.
Yeah. And then nerves would just really take over.
Yeah.
And, I was just like, it's all right. Just stick it out. I'd known people that had went to some major programs and hadn't played for a year or two. This wasn't a major program, but I was like, hey, you'll be all right. And, so I'm like, when I kind of knew that I was over it was one, I couldn't get an email or a call back. I was pretty upset about that. Because at the time, we didn't know what your future was, but we were kind of thinking like, she might want to play the next level, might want to try to play professionally. But you got put in a tournament you didn't qualify for.
Played as an
And
individual.
you beat everybody on the team.
Yep.
And lost the tournament by only one shot. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
That was my second college tournament.
Yeah. And you rose up the ranks somewhere like in the top 100. Because I remember looking at the ranking. You had the most eagles in the tournament.
Yeah.
There was all kinds of things that you had. I'm like, man, this is super promising. And then the very next event, you didn't play.
Yeah, coach benched me.
And as soon as that happened, like, I mean, I never.
He didn't. I played it, but I played as an individual. I didn't play as part of the team.
Yeah, but it was like an insulting thing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how many low-end coaches are all over and are placeholders at universities. And I think we had always raised in character, working hard, and that's what I kept telling you every time you would call. But like you said, some of those are they're just in there for a job. And it's not, their goal is not to build that kid up.
Yeah.
Or to see you become great. Because like at that time, I would just about bet, like you had played with Tilly Claggett, who's at Vanderbilt now. She's the longest I've ever seen, at least at the time. But nobody else was longer than you.
No, she's the only one I played with that consistently out hit me.
Yeah. And so I would say at the time, what year did you graduate? 22? In 2022, there's probably nobody I mean, maybe 2 or 3 girls in the entire country that hit the ball further than you.
Yeah.
And I'm looking back now, I mean, I would have, good grief. We should have been talking to everybody. We should have been talking to D1 schools, all of it, which would have had some better coaches. But so talk to me. I don't want to talk the whole time, but talk to me after you finish second and kind of, you don't have to go into great detail, but at what point did you know, like, I think I want to move on?
Well, I think one of the things that should have been an initial red flag was the coach was always trying to talk me down from like using my distance. Like genuinely like didn't want me to pull the driver out of the bag. And like it'd be par fives that I could reach, like driver, probably a 6-iron. And he's like, no, like tee off with a hybrid and then lay up and
then hit the ball in the water with your approach shot.
Right. And I'm like, that should have alone been something.
Yeah.
That was like, maybe he doesn't have my best interest.
Yeah.
But then I think, so after a lot of what happened in my freshman year, I thought was just because I was a freshman. And so I was like, maybe like this is just how freshmen kind of are.
Yeah.
But then in the first semester of my sophomore year, I remember playing and we had a bunch of freshmen on the team and we were qualifying and then the team was going and the team was not performing well. Like it was like mid 80s, everyone. And I mean, he would come back and I'd be like, hey, are we going to qualify? And we had a conversation and he straight up said like, we could qualify, but if I had you on that bus, do you really think I'm going to believe that you're going to play well? Yeah. And I was like, he goes, can you look me in the face and tell me you're going to play well? I was like, yeah, of course I can. He goes, no, you think that. He goes, but I know these girls are going to play good. I'm like, 85? 85 is good?
Yeah.
And then he told me, he was like, I had a friend of mine who had a player and she would hit it really well or she would qualify and then not play good in tournaments. He goes, and at some point you just have to accept that maybe someone's just a driving range player. And I was just like, I remember being in tears after that. Like, I didn't cry in front of the coach because I was never going to give him that satisfaction. But I remember calling you and I was like, is this normal? Like, is he saying these things? Like, is this like tough love? And you were just like, absolutely not. No professional should ever talk to you like that. Yep. And I thought at that point, I was like, I think I'm just going to be done with golf. Like, I think I'm just going to drop it when we're done. And then you were like, we could transfer. I was like, oh, yeah, that actually might be a better idea.
Now, that school wasn't all bad. You met some friends.
Yeah.
And I remember you had a really, really good professor in communication.
Yes.
Right.
That's great.
Yeah. That did believe in you.
Yeah.
Wanted to hear about your golf.
Yeah. Yeah. He even like I kept in touch with him with the first semester at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I just kind of updated him because he was like, because I was the only student in his class that was like acing the speeches and stuff. And he's like, please don't leave, please. Like don't. But he was great. He made that a much more enjoyable experience.
Yeah. And then like, I mean, you think back and you're going to have your own kids, but you work with people with fitness and stuff. A lot of people, and it doesn't solve everything, but everybody needs somebody that believes in them.
Yeah, 100%.
And if your coach doesn't believe in you, like, I mean, there is tough love, right? There was definitely times where I grabbed you and was like, hey, get your head out of your rear end and just go make some birdies. But then there's other times you just put your arm around that and you go, hey, it was rough. It wasn't your best, but I believe in you and I believe in your ability and you're going to lead this team. And that's what I told you when I sent you there. I was like, you're going to be the freshman of the year. You're going to lead this team. I was trying to help you, and it's like secretly behind closed doors. I never told you because I was always like, just respect the coach, be respectful. But behind closed doors, I wanted to wring his neck. Yeah. It's still the worst environment. Like, I'm sure there's maybe been some others, but it's one of the worst I've ever seen. And I don't know how he kept his job. But still never met him. Yeah. Still never met him. So I call my buddy up in Edmond, Chase Cooper, and I'm like, hey, Chase, Abbey, I got to find a school for her because it's a disaster. And he goes, well, Central Oklahoma is right across the street from me.
Yeah.
And I know the men's coach. I think I can go speak to him. I go, do it. And so he does. And that morning we get a call from that coach. And we go up there, and it was great, right? He ended up giving scholarship money. We got you up there. So that was nice. You made tons of friends up there.
Yeah.
And then you had Chase Cooper in your backyard.
Yeah.
And started working with him, and really just kind of rebuilding your confidence in your game. And that was a D2. So that was, you have experience from NAIA, entering the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Then getting, NCAA eligible, which is a whole nother thing, and transferring your credits and all that stuff.
Which, transferring from a little Bible school to a very liberal school, not everything transfers.
And you decided to change your major kind of at that time because you were originally in communication.
Yep. And then I transferred to kinesiology because I really enjoyed the fitness. And one of the things in Florida that was great was the athletic trainers. Like, I had a guy there who would come in his off hours because I dealt with a lot of injuries in Florida as well. And he was great, like treated me like family. And I was like, you know what? I want to be able to be like that for someone else.
So is that when you started thinking, I think I want to do fitness?
Yeah. I remember drawing up like flyers and stuff because I was like, I was trying to figure out if I could start it before finishing school.
Yeah.
And just like what I needed to do.
Yeah. That's cool. So then you're doing the fitness, but you did play some tournaments up there.
Yeah.
D2, dealt with qualifying, met some really great people.
Yeah.
That actually were in
bridesmaids in my wedding.
Yeah, we're in your wedding, and I've met them too. Really, really good kids. Overall, that was a much better experience.
A ton better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because one of the biggest differences was right when I got there, my car was in the shop for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I had no way to get to practice. And it was like just down the road, like, I don't know, a mile maybe. But coach would come pick us up because he had international students who couldn't drive, but he would pick us up and take us. And I remember like kind of being surprised by that because in Florida, like Oklahoma coach, he was like, that's my responsibility to get you guys to practice and make sure you're able to be there. Florida coach was like, hey, try to bum a ride off your teammates. And he was never available to take us to practice because I didn't have a car my freshman year.
Yeah.
And he was never, oh, sorry, I can't.
You kind of throw that in my face.
No.
Most schools don't allow freshmen to have cars.
Yeah. But I'm saying just the difference in the coaches.
Yeah.
Florida coach, like, didn't make an effort.
Yeah.
For his players.
So we got you a car.
Yes.
What was it?
It was the Chevy Suburban. And it was the extended version.
Huge. That was our old one. We just gave it to you.
Yeah.
And you ended up being kind of like the team mom.
Yeah.
For the guys and the girls.
Yeah, the guys and the girls. The guys, I would pick them up after they would be out partying and all drunk. And I'd pick them up, drive them back to their house. They paid me like $100 to do it every time. And then the girls, like, I was always down to practice. So we had a couple players who didn't have cars and were always wanting to practice too. So we would all be out there together.
Yeah. So talk more about the fitness and like kind of what you went through, because you kind of just put yourself through your own boot camp.
Yeah.
Right. And then talk about some of the things that you've been able to accomplish. Like, I know you did, like, I think up there, didn't you do a half marathon?
I did a 10K up there.
Yeah.
So I had done 5K in San Antonio, like maybe the fall before or something.
Yeah.
And then I was up in Oklahoma and I was kind of bored. Like, I was doing a lot, but I was kind of bored and I wanted something else. And I'd never gotten into running. I was always a weightlifter. And so I was like, oh, well, we'll start running. And then I started to appreciate that, like, the mental toughness it built.
Yeah.
Because I didn't feel like running got any easier ever.
I wouldn't know.
But it was something that no matter, like, if I felt like doing it, like, I had to do it. You had to stay consistent. Otherwise, like, you're going to lose your progress. And so then I signed up for like a 10K up there. And then I did a 12K and I did that with a teammate. And it was some of the hardest things I'd done, but at the same time, like, so rewarding.
Yeah.
I got done. I was like, oh, that's great. And even doing all of that, and then I started working with a personal trainer, just like getting my habits
Yeah.
in check. And I started to realize like so many people view fitness and like staying in shape and working out as like such a punishment when in all reality, like God gave us a body, like
Yeah.
it's such a privilege to be able to move it. And
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to like, to help people like, I guess, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Um, and so that was like,
And you get to work with a bunch of girls right now.
yeah,
And some guys, you actually have some pretty elite athletes that you work with,
yeah,
future D1
yeah,
golfers, which is
yeah,
cool. November 24, we talked about this with mom.
yeah,
We find out that Jay's got cancer.
yeah.
So walk me through, because I think I was texting you a lot, like, hey,
Mhm.
we need to be praying. Like,
Yeah.
he's been to this doctor. We don't know what's going on. But I called you.
It was a Wednesday,
Yeah.
I believe, because I drove down the next day.
Yeah. So talk to me
Yeah.
about that.
So I remember like the day before, the Tuesday, he was like getting all these tests. And I remember you texting me and we're like, we're not sure. They'd say it might be cancer. And then you texted back and you were like, actually, they just cleared it. It's definitely not cancer. And I was just like, praise the Lord. Like took a big sigh of relief and was like, okay, like we know something's not right, but it's not cancer. And then I go to practice the next day and we're warming up. I think we weren't qualifying, but we were doing like a little team scramble. And I was on the fourth hole, which is a par five, and in the middle of the fairway. And my teammate, she was hitting. And then you text me and you were like, hey, or you'd called me and I didn't get it because I was hitting. And then you're like, you need to call me. And so I called you. And I just remember, like, I could hear you crying and you were just like, it's cancer. And I remember sitting down in the fairway and bawling my eyes out because I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I don't even know, like,
Yeah.
because I was like, is he going to die? Like, and then I'm like, I'm 500 some miles away.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to do. And at the same time, I knew I was selling my car that night and picking up a new car. And I was like, do I just like not do that? Like, I got to make sure I can get home. And I just remember like crying. And I remember you telling me like, we're not putting this out there everywhere yet. So like just wait. And then my coach came up and he's like, what's going on? And I was like, my dad said not to tell anyone. And he goes, it's okay. We're family. And I remember him hugging me. And I was like, my brother has cancer. And he had a player who had passed from cancer. And so like that hit him close to home. And he was just like, it's okay. We got you. He was like, go home. And I remember I was living with a teammate at the time too. And I remember going home and they were all just they were all like super supportive. And then like I started packing and I was just like, I don't know what to do. I was supposed to have a shift that I was supposed to work later. I was like, I'm in no way, shape to work that. But I went into work and my manager was like, I'll cover your shift. You go home, get everything squared away, like do what you need to do. And I was like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I remember my teammate came back right before I went to work and she was like, give me your keys. I'm driving. Because they don't want me driving home that night. They were like, you need to go to sleep before you can drive. And she drove me to work and then she drove me to get the car
That's
and
sweet.
stuff. And
Who's
then
that?
that was McKaylee.
Oh,
We don't keep much in touch anymore,
yeah.
but it was
That's
super
sweet.
sweet in the moment.
Yeah.
And then I just remember driving down and I remember like, just the thought in my head because me and Jay had been like best friends before I left for school.
Yeah.
And then I got a boyfriend and it didn't.
Yeah.
Me and Jay weren't as close as we used to be and we weren't close at all. And I just remember driving down, like praying and I was like, do not let me have ruined this friendship. Like I want like give me another chance. I want to be best friends with him again. And I just like, yeah, I just remember driving down and I was just like, oh my God, like this doesn't feel real. There's no way.
Yeah.
But
And when you drove down, had you already withdrawn from school?
no,
No.
no.
Yeah, because we weren't sure quite really what was going on, but
Yeah.
we needed help staying in the hospital.
Yeah.
We have the baby. We're back and forth. I was sleeping there. I don't think mom really was, but we were trying to trade on and off and run run the business.
Yeah. I remember emailing professors and just like, hey, I've got a family emergency. My brother was just diagnosed with cancer. I have to go home. And this was like right before Thanksgiving breaks. We only had like a couple days left in the week anyways. Majority of professors were like amazing. they were like, "You do what you gotta do." Like,
Yeah.
of course. And I had one professor, and she'd been kind of a butt the whole semester. And she responded with, like, "I need proof. Like, I need timestamps and stuff of you going home, stuff." And I was like, "Would you?" I think I was already home at this point when she responded. I
Yeah.
was like, "Do you want screenshots of us talking in the group chat about him being diagnosed?" I said, "Do you want a picture of him in the hospital bed dying? Like, what do you want?" And then I remember I responded, I was like, "Actually, I'm dropping out. Like,
Yeah.
have a nice life." And I had a lot of professors who tried to talk me out of it because I had, like, perfect grades.
Yeah.
And they were like, "You can probably, like, just get a pass on the end of the semester
Yeah.
and then take, like, a gap year." And I was like, "No, I don't need college. I'm just getting debt from this."
Yeah. Yeah. Because when you transferred, you had gotten some scholarship, but not all of them transferred.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't have got through that without you. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no way. And I know we've told you thank you, but publicly, thank you. Jay gets better. You get married. We don't have to get into that a ton, but you are expecting
Yes.
a granddaughter, will be a
Yes.
granddaughter, which we're super excited for. But I thought maybe have some funny stories or anything of growing up, or funny golf stories, or something that maybe people haven't heard, or and it could be. I mean, I've got a couple, but
Yeah. Okay, let's see if we keep this golf related. This is golf related, but not on the golf course. I remember in Indiana, we had these wild cherry trees, and they were, like, really tall. They were really tall. We had no way to climb up them. And the wild cherries tasted disgusting. They were terrible. They were so bitter, like this big. There was, like, no fruit on there,
yeah,
but we loved them. And we couldn't get them. And so we decided we were supposed to be out there practicing. And we decided to take our golf clubs and just, like, chuck them into the tree to get the cherries to fall. And we knew we were doing this right outside y'all's bedroom window. There was no shame, but we didn't want to get caught. But we were just chucking them up and getting cherries. And I just remember Mom. I don't know, it was you or Mom.
I don't remember. It had to be
and
Mom.
was like, "Put your clubs in your bags." And it was definitely like we were being stupid, but that was hilarious.
Yeah. I remember, I'm sure this lives in infamy, but the Thanksgiving where I broke my 4-iron. Do you remember that?
Yes.
I remember me and Elijah were on a team against you, Jay, and Des.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes down to the 18th hole. We need an eagle.
Yeah.
And I smoke my drive, and I'm like, oh, I got a 4-iron in on this par 5. And the worst 4-iron in the world. And it's like a duck hook right in the water.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at my pull cart and I'm mad, and I hit my pull cart wheel that breaks the pull cart. I think it fell over too.
Yeah.
And then I held my club up and it's like bent. Yeah. And everybody's like, ah! And I'm like, shut up. I remember driving home. It's like real quiet. And it's like, and I pull up and it's like, kids, it's not the way to behave. You guys are all snickering in the back.
I remember me and Jay saved that club because we were going to grip it and give it to you for Christmas.
Yeah.
I think Elijah was like, "Don't do that. That's going to get you guys killed."
Yeah.
Like,
I thought you guys did that. I thought you did wrap it up and give it to
I don't
me.
think
But
we did.
okay.
We thought about it.
Yeah. I knew that was that was awful. It seemed like there was something else. We had one other golf story that was Jay in the rain. I mean, maybe we should tell that when he's here, but that's pretty funny. I always say he got spanked on the golf course, but I didn't spank him on the golf course. I waited till we got home. Yeah, he was being terrible. I remember I just remember it was cold because the way we were, I was always teaching. And so it was hard to get out on the golf course unless the weather was just awful. And it was awful. Yeah. It was like 44 and raining. And Indiana, that's nothing. But down here in San Antonio, that's like winter.
Cold.
Golf course was wide open.
Yeah.
And so we're like,
the golf course was closed.
Yeah. And we're like, hey, let's go. Well, we're going to get out there. And so we're out there playing. And is it you against?
It was.
I don't remember, but Jehu was on your team.
Yeah,
and I remember
it was me, Jay, and Des.
He was complaining and whining so bad that Destiny came to me and goes, "Can I kick him off our team?" And she would never do that. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, he got a spanking for a bad attitude when he got home. Yeah, if you've met him, we didn't squelch his personality. So what's next for you, besides having the kid and stuff? How's the business going? And you operate here out of Short Game.
Yep. Yep.
And so what's your ideal client? Who are you looking for?
I mean, honestly, I think I'm just looking for clients with like they want it.
Yeah.
That's more.
Yeah.
I know like after I have the baby and stuff, I definitely would like to be able to focus with like moms and postpartum.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I mean, as of right now, I just want people that want it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think that's the fun thing is because we got, dad, brother teach,
Mm-hmm.
sisters doing fitness, and we got this whole family operation here. So when we take a client on and they're irritated, like, hey, maybe dad let me have it, or, well, you had that one that was lying to you about doing stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And you don't have to mention names, but you let her have it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she came in for a lesson with me and had to tell me about it, and I let her have it. And so it's like we have this unique, I would say our flavor of coaching is definitely discipline, because we're high on discipline and character, doing things the right way. And there's no escaping it.
No.
Because then they go out and they start whining at the counter, and Jay's behind the counter and he goes, "Shut up." Or he goes, "Hey, I watched them out there practicing the other day, and they're no way dad taught you to do like that." Or and so that's fun. What are the challenges of working in a family business? In this family business, let's say
I
that.
think we definitely.
I know you've
Because
kept your husband at bay because you don't want to expose the weirdness of who we are. He probably still thinks we're somewhat normal.
Well, I don't know. I tell him the story. Samuel said, because I just know every time you say that, it's about to be a while.
So embarrassing. I forgot about that because I did want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Samuel, my kid, decides, and this is a sin of the father that kept going, because I did this. I felt this was my personal mission in life growing up. Like, we grew up, we were not taught about Santa Claus. It was like, he's not real.
Yeah.
And parents that teach a kid about Santa Claus are lying. That's literally what I was told. And so I go to Sunday school and I'm going to tell everybody, hey, yeah, Santa Claus is not real. I mean, I'm on a mission. And my parents were mortified, like, "Oh my gosh, it's not your job." Well,
Yeah.
we've told our kids that we don't do Santa Claus. We do Christmas presents from mom and dad. But we've always told them, like, it is not your business to say something.
Yeah.
Well, apparently in golf class last night, the topic came up, and there was a boy there that believed in Santa Claus, and Samuel let him know that, nope,
Santa's not real.
he's not real. And I'm like, oh my
He
gosh.
said parents just lie to their kids to keep them happy.
I felt so bad. I
Listen,
saw the
like,
dad. I go,
no.
I'm so sorry.
And Samuel goes, ask Destiny. And Destiny's like, it was so awkward for me because I was like, just talk to your parents, buddy.
So, yeah, oops. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. So this episode is brought to you by not Santa Claus. Yeah. So, challenges of working with brothers.
Yeah.
And then having, dad.
Yeah.
What's
I think, honestly, like, just, I mean, we're family. We've grown up, like, so we're a little bit probably more unhinged with our, like, when there's issues and how we bring those up. I think maybe that it's definitely not super professional, but I think that's what keeps it fun.
Yeah.
And I think also because we're family, we love each other. And so because you have those big emotions, you also have the big emotions of just like when somebody messes up, like what the heck?
Yeah. Not a lot of grace.
No, it's like, you more.
I feel like those are our company meetings all the time. I'm like, okay. Like somebody's complaining about somebody being in the bathroom too long, and
There for 45 minutes. Is he clocking out?
yeah. You can check Abbey out on Instagram. Short Game Strong on Instagram. That's Abby's profile. You can DM her there and get on. She's got some online fitness programs. Or if you're here in the San Antonio area and you want to get stronger, lose some of that belly fat, or just overall feel happier about yourself, moving the body that God privileged you to give, or whatever she said, movement is a gift. Look her up on Instagram and DM her there and get in here. And hopefully this episode was not brought to you by the word and or the, but it maybe was. And this is episode 2.
Yep.
Thanks for listening to the end, and we'll catch you next time. Hello. You're still there. Great. Hit like, subscribe, make sure the bell's on. You won't miss another one of these fantastic episodes.